What's going on, guys? ALANAH Nicole Davis here. I want you to keep it locked right here. Ground 3 Radio with Mike on the Mic.
Yo, what it do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the Mic from the Vibe Perspective Podcast. Tapped in with my guys at Ground 3 Radio. DJ OK, man, we back at it again for another Vibe Style Wednesday and another series of interviews, man. Shout out to each and every one of my listeners. Make sure you take the time to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video, man. We work so hard on these videos, these interviews, the behind the scenes, all the extra content you see, all that stuff takes a lot of work, and I appreciate all the love we've been getting. I just want you to keep that going. We reciprocating. We give you good content, you give us good love. It's a handshake relationship, you know what I'm saying? I want to say appreciate everybody that has left comments and left everything on the previous videos. I see them. I love y'all. Y'all are the greatest, man. Make sure you call in at 443-377-1872. Again, the number is 443-377-1872. Leave a message, man. I got you, man. We here with an incredibly special guest in the building, man. Multi-award winning Leslie King Hammond Graduate Fellow, 2020 Maryland, Delaware, DC Press Association awardee, a 2021 recipient, the Fred Lazarus Leadership for Social Change Award, community advocate, market consultant, a poet, a writer, a producer, multidisciplinary creator, community designer, activist, an icon. Man, and Baltimore's godmother, man. We got ALANAH Nicole Davis in the building. What up, sis?
Hey, that was nuts. You did a really, wow. I love a well-researched show. Yeah. So shout out to the listeners. Shout out to this host. This is amazing. Hi, Mike.
I'm just so happy to have you here, man.
I'm happy to be here. Listen, It has been a week, and it is just always amazing to land in a place where you feel seen.
Yeah, for sure. You will be seen here.
I like that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate, like I said before we started rolling, shout out to Mashari, man, because Mashari, the City of Gods, I'm rocking the City of Gods right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I want to say appreciate him, appreciate everything they do in the community, man. They are an institution. Like they
truly are
giants among men.
There's something about, like shout out to Mashari, shout out to all the guys who hang out at City of Gods or just work there or whatever, but there's something about a Saturday in Holland's Market and you just go and hang and they gonna pass that bottle. I don't drink no more, but they gonna pass that bottle. You gonna be good. You gonna have whatever you need. You gonna feel safe. It don't matter. So I love a good Saturday down City of God. Shout out to Devin Allen. I used to go down there with him.
Big shout out to Devin Allen, friend of the show. If you haven't seen that episode, please go tap into that episode, man. Incredible, man. And if you want to learn more about some of the stuff she's got going on, some of the stuff she's working on, make sure you go over to ALANAH's into the channel on IG. That is ALANAHASENTEREDTHE. Chat, CHAT, on IG as we go through the interview so you can match your work to the woman herself. I'm just so glad we got you here.
I'm excited to be here.
I want to get right into it.
All right, let's go.
All right, perfect. So, man, originally from the Bronx, BX, what up? You know what I'm saying? Man, shout out to Rod Playland. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Rod. Hold up. What do you know about Rod Playland? I have never heard anybody in Baltimore mention that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
If that gives you any indication about how this interview is going to go.
Listen, I'm ready now.
You know what I'm saying? So early on, I like to start from the beginning because, everybody I sit across from, I really respect. I take the time to sit across from people that, I've seen the journey. And, I really respect what took place early and then, every step of the way up until now. And I think, early on, I got to tell the story of, you being an only child, right? And I think one of the things that I always notice when I'm doing research is that, the things that I learn about people's earlier lives tend to show up so often in, their progression and their growth. Yeah. And I think, you being such a imaginative creator, right? Being an only child definitely fosters that imagination, right? Yeah. And that creativity just kind of blossomed over the years. And I mean, you've always been a creative, always been a creator. And your mom, rest in peace. I know, she really cultivated a lot of that within you. She did. And I definitely want to talk about that. And I even think about, man, she put you in theater. She put you in the dance and arts related programs when you were a kid, when you guys lived in New York, and that creativity is just there at a young age, right? So young, right? Talk to me about that time.
Yeah, man, you hit it on the head. I grew up such an imaginative person, and still am. I mean, life tries to kill that. We all know that. Of
course, man.
But it's been a real blessing to be able to keep it alive. Shout out to my mother, Leslie Denise Davis. Leslie Denise Creaky Davis.
Yes.
She passed away a little over a year ago, and it has been quite a year, but one of the things that was very evident to me, even very early after losing her, was I cannot stop. And it was because of all of the things that she instilled in me, whether it was to speak up for myself or just to be creative or just to do anything. She really didn't, it didn't matter. Like, she was just my biggest encourager. And I still have that. I think that spirit is very much still alive. And, you know, being a kid in New York City, there's nothing like it. Growing up, just climbing on the rocks at Central Park. I went to PS 163. Shout out to PS 163. I literally still talk to some of my friends from like pre-K. Facebook, Instagram. Like, we all stay connected. I had friends that were Swedish, Puerto Rican, Jamaican. It was just a real melting pot. And so I've always really appreciated people's backgrounds, just like yourself. I think I've always been very interested in a person's story, because there was something about, and I was just talking about this activity. It's one of those things, and one of my good girlfriends, her name is Juju. She studies African spirituality, and she's a wonderful human being. And she always talks about how we lose recipes. And one of the recipes I think we're losing is, you know how we used to go over each other's house and we pull out the shoebox full of pictures or the albums, and you would sit on the floor of the couch and you would go through them. Those are my earliest memories of just really cherishing a good story. And even just when you talk about imagination, I remember my imaginary friend Jumpsy Jersey. Okay, she was amazing. She was like my best friend. I was the only child, and so I didn't really have too many things, you know, to do other than really just kind of rock with myself. And it was cool. You know, I had friends. Shout out to my childhood best friend Jessica Watson. We used to have sleepovers. Big shout out. And big shout out to her. I wonder what she's doing. You ever think about those friends?
Always.
That one person you met at the playground, or the girl you used to rock with in first grade. Like, I think about those people, but all of those moments shaped me. All of those moments, like playing with the Casio keyboards and playing in theater and just doing all of those. Shout out to Karen's Performing Arts Camp in in New York. Shout out to all the camps I went to. I mean, even in Baltimore, there were just so many things that made me who I am. You know, I really appreciate the things that my mother did for me. I really appreciate the things that my whole family has done for me. I mean, I come from a really a loud family. I come from one of those families where it's okay to talk. It's okay to say what you think. We're not a gossipy loud family. We're just more of a like fun. It's funny. I come from funny people. And I think I'm funny. So I don't know. We'll see.
I've laughed at least twice already. And for sure. I mean, that's the thing. It's like these things that I've always noticed in people's earlier lives, they follow them. Like, you never forget these things. Like, your mom was an avid reader, right? Like, and she instilled that in you. I think there was a summer you read like over 200 books.
How do you know that? Like, I talk about this all the time. It was, you know, I did not want to do it. My mother was like, hey, this is what we're doing this summer. You know, those summers where they had the Pizza Hut things and they incentivized reading for millennials. Oh my God. So I would listen, I don't know how many little personal pan pizzas I had. Gold star stickers, all kinds of stuff. I volunteered at the libraries. I just told a story. This is totally unrelated to reading, but very related to libraries, which are safe places for so many people. Libraries, the
Randallstown branch, right?
The Randallstown branch. Yo, you're crazy. The Randallstown branch was a place that was a real hub for me. I was a volunteer there some of the summers, and one of my I had an experience. So in my early teens, you know, when you start feeling boys and you want to, you know, whatever. And I didn't know any other place to meet other than the library, because that was my safe haven. It had always been a place for me. Books were always safe. Stories were always safe.
Gave you when you,
come on, you know, the little Sneaks the Cat shirt. You know, when you finish the reading, you get a shirt.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. It's a club. If you're not in it, it is what it is. So when I used to get my shirt, but I got the shirt. Summer's coming to an end, but I had met this boy at school. I did my 9th grade year at Randallstown High School. It was a wild year. It was a wild year. All that to say, I meet this guy, and the guy was like, well, where can we meet? And I was like, the library. And somebody the other day, one of my good girlfriends, Amanda, I went to high school with her. She said to me, oh my gosh, like, there's this powder I've been using because it's been hot out. And you know, we curvy women, so we was like, what can we use to like stay fresh? And she was trying to, you know, recommend this powder to me. And I was like, I don't really do powder anymore. And she was like, why not? And it was a real she could see the trauma in my eyes when I said it. And I was like, well, when I met up with, I don't want to say his name, he's married now, but when I met up with blankety blank,
shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Shout out to blankety blank. when I met up with him and we got behind the library and we was, about to get to it because, every boy wanted to see my titties. I always had big titties. They was like, oh my God, I want to see your titties, whatever. So I put powder in my titties, right? And so I get behind the library and he's like, yo, all right, go ahead, take your shirt off. So I go to take the shirt off and I take the bra up. Because when you got big titties, you got to take the bra up. Powder comes poofing up like a WWE entrance. And it's a core, it's like this. It's like LeBron. And I'm sure he remembers it. I remember it. I haven't used powder anywhere on my body since that day. That had nothing to do with reading, everything to do with just my coming of age story. And I just wanted to share that with the it was a reading. It was like adjacent. Right next to it was right there. I spent all my time at the library is what I'm saying. I've always been an avid reader. For sure. But I've always been just into niggas too. So there's that.
There's nothing wrong
with that. You can be two things at once. You don't have to just...
multidimensional beings.
We're multidimensional beings.
So that is insane. Shout out to Blankety Blank. If you out there.
Yeah.
You remember that story.
No more powder.
No more powder. So, but yes, the reading element is a subtle foreshadowing that I'll kind of get to later. But, that's kind of early on. You moved to Baltimore. I want to say you're about 8 years old. You moved to Deer Park.
Yeah.
Your mom worked at BGE.
She did.
She had a contract that,
What is happening right now?
This is for all my listeners, I'm used to this by now.
What is? Am I in another dimension? I don't think I've ever met anybody who's known all of these things about me.
Really?
Never, ever.
I'm in great company though. I love being number one. But yes, it was a contract at BGE. You moved, and then shout out to my Deer Park Elementary heads for everybody that's watching. You went to Deer Park Elementary.
I did.
Then later you moved to Randallstown. Then went to Winfield Elementary.
I did.
Then Sudbrook.
Yes,
and
I played cello.
Eventually went to Randallstown, which you talked about for a year.
I did.
What a year.
Woo!
And then you go to Owings Mills.
I do.
And, from my research, the story ended up kind of being you getting expelled at 16.
I did.
And that's like sort of, a lot of people like kind of shy away from certain things that happen when they're younger, because being expelled is like a big deal when you're a kid. When you look back, it's like, but like as a kid, it feels like the world is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, I almost got expelled, full disclosure. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I was like this close. It was one dean that kind of saved my ass like the last 10 seconds. He shouldn't have. He should have expelled me. I deserved it. But it's like, being that kid in that moment, I know that must have been like a traumatizing experience. Just like,
it was.
Man, how did you feel like when you went through it?
I was so disappointed in myself. I had spent my entire life being a straight A student, spending all my time at the library. Yeah. I was always just very engaged, very involved, extracurriculars, cello, all kinds of, I did everything. I did everything they say you're supposed to do. And I felt like, damn, it didn't work. You know what I mean? It felt like I got lied to. Wow. But there's something about the system that just doesn't work for young black women, for young black men who are outspoken, who are thoughtful, who are smart, who are intelligent. We all in the 90s had those, gifted and talented programs, and they put us in those things. GT, shout out to all the kids. Shout out to the GT kids. Yeah. But some of us, it failed us. It didn't do what it was supposed to do, quote unquote. But I think for me, I was disappointed in myself, but years later, I would find that in hindsight, it was the right thing. I ended up getting my GED. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that. Like, I got out of school. I was like, I just got to test out.
It was all self-learned.
Yeah,
like you
it
did
was.
It on your own.
I did it on my own.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And I was so, even though I was disappointed, I was still very driven and felt a sense of resiliency in that moment. And felt like, and I met the people that I was supposed to meet. Yeah. There's a guy, his name is Damian Poole, and he's one of my best friends. DP the MC. I met him when I was maybe 17. Yeah. And he kind of opened up this world for me. He was hosting open mics and became a really good friend. Yeah. And just
You're
amongst
like reading my notes now. It's crazy. This is insane. Go ahead, please.
And it's crazy because like this was a pivotal moment for me. You know what I mean? I really realized that expression was something that I could pursue. Seeing someone do it, and it wasn't just him, there were other people, but like seeing someone do it, I was like, I can do this too. You know, but I got scared. There were moments where you're scared, you know, to pursue your passion, or you're scared to kind of go out on a limb and be on faith. And that's kind of where I am right now. We'll talk about that. But like, I think that moment was such a defining moment, a defining moment. I was like 16, 17, right out of school, in community college. You're always BCCC. Shout out to anyone who went to BCCC. I think great launching pad. You know what I mean? Incredible. Incredible place. I don't know what it's doing now. I don't want to speak for now, but like in the 2010s, it was like that. So what I want to say is it was just important, you know, for me to do that. It was important for me to take the road less traveled. I was, you know, feeling like a failure, but it ended up in so much success. I cannot emphasize how that moment for me really put me where I am today. You know, being expelled, of course, like I miss things like senior prom. Like I didn't do the things that normal teenagers did, but I was building so much more. I could have never imagined what God was doing for me in that moment. So,
It's a bar, man. Bar alert. I'm bringing the bar alert back for this show. I took it away for like months, probably a couple years. I'm bringing it back right now. That was a bar if I ever heard it. Two things I want to point out in that story you talked about. Well, so the story goes, you go to BCCC, you met a pivotal group of friends that kind of sort of, you just fell into this vast, immense culture, this performance scene.
I did,
right? And that's the thing. It's two things I want to mention. Is one is that, you know, you talked about stepping out on faith. You talked about like kind of living in, you know, on the pretty much the edge of not knowing what's going to happen next, right? And having that faith to pursue whatever you want, to pursue your dreams, to go forward, to like really go after it. And I love that because, you know, I always try to pull out little gems like 11 and 12-year-olds will hear when they listen to this story. You know, it's like, you might not know what's coming next. Like you might not know what the next step is. You might get hit with a super huge like block of adversity, and you just got to figure out a way to get at it, go after it.
That's it.
You know, and be like, in the face of adversity, be courageous, right? And I love that about your story, because at a lot of these points that we'll still go through is that you are always like such a hustler, but like also like you just went after it. And I love that about your story, because that inspired me just even looking at it, right? And I know that it'll inspire somebody else as listening to it. But the second thing is, you know, this incredible scene you've gotten now kind of catapulted into, right? In the beginning, you were, and I think you talked about this somewhere else, that you were an observer first. And I love that approach to sort of how the story unfolds, is being an observer to this vast, immense arena of art that I think so many people outside of Baltimore don't really appreciate, like how rich this culture is in the city. And you were an observer first. And then you fell into it doing it yourself. And I want to say, you know, that leads up to like going into like 2015, you know, like where you're like you're working as like an ER tech, you're working as like a psych assistant, you know, like St. Agnes, Sinai, Life Bridge, you know, and then you worked at various positions amongst other people. And now you're noticing that this network is like the thing that's being increased, right? Like, and you have this real knack, just a third thing I should say, you have a real knack of finding spaces where like you can help others. I thought that was so interesting that like you spent so much time in these hospital settings, which is like your main purpose here is to help others. Is to help others. You know, and whether by chance or intentional, like we'll touch on that more later. But, you know, I think that's also the epitome of a godmother. Right? You know, they're always standing in the gap. Right? And they're always this close from the thing that's like the pulse. It's like they're right there, you know. And I think this matters too, because you're sort of juxtaposed around, this time is the Freddie Gray case, right? Like this juxtaposition of like being a person who is like really caring for others, and to be like sort of flung in this culture, in this art, and then surrounded by so many people who need that care because of what just happened on screen, right? I think it's just interesting that you found yourself in that position around that time.
I thought it was interesting too, and I'll tell you a secret about myself then. I was completely unengaged in community at that moment. I was living in Howthorpe. I had like a house out in the county. I was married at the time. I had 2 babies. They were probably both under 4 or 5. And I was just not in the city like that. I wasn't touching road. I wasn't, I had met some of the people I met, but I wasn't doing anything with it. I had the network. I wasn't tapping into it. People knew I was gifted. I wasn't using my gifts. There were just things about me that I just didn't like. If I'm being point blank, like just blatant and honest, I think there were just things I didn't like about that version of myself. Even though there were other things that I was doing well. I was going to the gym. I had a good job. I had health benefits. But there's something about being a person who works inside of systems to care for people. But there's a real gift in being a person who works outside of systems to care for people. Because when you work at a hospital, they give you the needles, they give you the syringes, they give you the CPR machines, they give you everything you need. When you're outside and you're in community, you don't have everything you need.
Tools,
You don't have the tools. You have to make it up. You have to listen to people. You have to observe. You have to see what they need. You have to really stand in that gap. You have to really be what people need. And if you're not, they're gonna see that. I would have been out of here a long time ago if that wasn't the case. If I wasn't really real about what I do, and I didn't really care about people, but I really do. I really care about these communities. I really care about these people. And when I saw that moment in 2015 with Freddie Gray, I was literally on a water taxi coming home from a yoga class. This is how detached I was from this reality. Yogi. Okay. And I was coming across, and I come back onto across from Fells Point, and there's horses and there's people outside and trash cans are on fire. And I'm like, what is going on? And I couldn't get home because the light rail was shut down. You know? And so I really had to sit in that moment. I really had to sit in that moment and say, what is it that I'm going to do? And that's when I decided I'm going to start my open mic. I was like, I had the things that I saw the things that I needed to see, but I now had seen the thing that I needed to do to act on that. And I was like, okay, bet. That's when Much More Than an Open Mic was born. That is when I said, I'm actually going to do it. And that was it. That was it. It was another pivotal moment.
I think, was that December 2015?
It was in December 2015. Yeah.
And that's so interesting to me because it's you kind of start, like we mentioned, being an observer and then seeing such a need that you decided to take the reins yourself. And I think that's, I can't applaud you enough for that because so often I think we're good at looking at the problem and not doing anything about it. I think it's so often people can diagnose exactly what the problem is. They can tell you quickly.
People could talk about it all day.
But then when it comes time to put your boots on the ground and literally, you're not there. Right? You did the opposite. You went straight into it, and it had a lasting effect. This series of more than an open mic, much more than an open mic, is you have evidence of the people you've helped because these people are still close to you today. They still interact. They still, do these huge stages. They have amassed incredible amounts of followers.
It's insane.
They've blew up.
It's insane.
And that's a testament to the work you put in. And I think that's, if anyone's watching and they need some inspiration to do the thing, it's that because the returns are so great because of the people that can help others now.
It's hard to even quantify. But ever so often I'm reminded or I see someone. There's a woman, her name is Neptune, and she's a rapper, a lyricist. She was based in Baltimore, but I think lives in Philly now. And I ran into her at the Lauryn Hill concert. She got an opportunity to chop it up with Lauryn Hill and freestyle for her. But she's a mess. I mean, so many followers. Her career is so amazing. I love her so much. But she was one of my first guests and Much More Than an Open Mic. It was actually called On Point at the Joint at first.
On Point at the Joint,
and it was in Federal Hill. And it was at this Fat Larry's, I think, in Federal Hill. It was just a random fry and cognac spot. It wasn't anything special, but I think that's another real testament to you don't have to have everything perfect. You just have to start. I just started. Shout out to Dre Thompson. He's a rapper in Baltimore City.
Big shout.
And he was the first person to find that spot. And they were running the open mic, but they were just not good at hosting. I love you, bro, but they were just not good at hosting. So again, I was one of those moments where I was I think I'll be good at helping you with this. I think I could do this.
We could do this.
And we blew that. We blew it up. We blew it up.
I think it was what was his name? Was it DJ Grizzy?
Yeah.
Shout out DJ Grizzy.
I gotta ask you how you know all of these things, but we'll save it. We'll save it. Shout out to him because he really held it down. He held it down. I didn't have bread. I didn't have anything.
Right.
I quit my job. I didn't have shit.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that too because it's there's two things. One, being in a place where you just quit your job, right? That comes with a certain level of like pressure generally.
Yeah.
But also in terms of the people you've interacted with, like I think of Michelle Antoinette, and who had at the time one of the longest running open mic series that lasted about, I think, 11 years. And, she taught you a lot about perseverance, and she taught you a lot about, fighting for your position and being a black woman in these spaces. And the fact that they don't have a seat at the table for you, you have to make it, and you have to maintain it, and I think even you might talk about how that, she challenged you at a at a high level and required you to like rise to the occasion. And I think that paid off, to
it
now,
did. It did.
And even coming out of that sort of that funk of being, leaving your job, it's like going into this full-time, this art space. Mm-hmm. Like these two things kind of work in tandem of like challenging you to be better and then forcing yourself to get out of the funk, of leaving your job and finding this new path in art. Yeah. So talk to me about that time in Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle. I literally just sent her a voice note last night.
Wow.
Just about something. And I hadn't talked to her in like 3 months, but I literally just sent her a voice note last night, just snickering about something. Somebody said something to me about like, oh, you probably would be too young to remember. And I was like, bro, I've been around. Like, don't worry about that. I've been outside. So I had to hit her up. But she was, and is such a figure in my life. It was meeting Love the Poet. That's, what a lot of people call her. Yes. It was a pivotal moment again for me because she was someone who had been doing what she was doing for a long time. Yeah. And I didn't have to start from scratch because of people like her. Yeah. There's so many people, so many women especially, who already had arts organizations, who had initiatives. They might not have won the awards. Yeah. They didn't get to go to MICA. They didn't get the funding I got. They didn't get the belief I had. They were doing it out the mud. They were doing it in their living rooms. They were doing it in art spaces that didn't have the funding.
Tell the truth.
They were doing a lot with a little bit. Yeah. And I'm doing a lot with more, but still not that much. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think like women over the decades, we've gotten more as artists as women, but Love the Poet was one of those people who really pushed me. I was at a point where, where you're like doing the thing. I was lukewarm in it. I was lukewarm in my ministry of the people, in my ministry of community. I was lukewarm in everything. I was lukewarm in my dating life. I was lukewarm. I was just tepid, and it was bad. And she really saw that, yo, you got something. Yeah. And she wasn't one of those like, she wasn't one of those people like in the movies where it's like, I'm not giving up on you. No, she would give up on you. Yeah, yeah. She wouldn't answer the phone if you fucked up. Like, she would be like, you can't come.
Tough love,
she had a contract with a space here in Baltimore City, which was a co-working space for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And she brought me in 5 hours a week, do the marketing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It wasn't pretty. It wasn't cute. I didn't get paid a lot. But it really gave me my beginning with a lot of the storytelling work that I do now. That 5 hours a week turned into a full-time job. It turned into other contracts. It turned into so many things for me. And it was because she didn't give up on me. I had to beg this woman. Yeah. There are people that I could call right now who remember me crying, begging this woman. Please don't give up on me. Don't fire me because I'm going to do better next time. Because I just wanted to run around. I just wanted to be with my people. I wanted to run out. I wanted to be with niggas. I wanted to be outside. But that was the moment that I learned that I have to be about the work. You know what I mean? That I have to choose the work. You cannot, it's fun to run around. It's fun to go to concerts. People might see me at parties or this or that. That's not the work. Yeah. Okay, it's fun. You might meet people, but the real work was being with the people. The real work was working on myself. I really had to work on me at that point because I thought I had it all figured out. Yeah. I was like, I got it. I go to the gym. I do yoga. I'm centered. I'm doing crystals. I had my head wrapped. You didn't even see my hair back then. It was like a whole thing. I thought I was it. I was like, I'm center of the universe. Like, it's nothing. Nobody can knock me off my dean. Like, I love Jesus. I thought I knew everything was good, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? And really all it took was just a little, like something could just push on me and I would have broken because I was so fragile at that point. So there was a lot of cleaning up I had to do, a lot of inner work I had to do, a lot of healing that I continue to do. Yeah. Always ing. Like it's never an ed, it's always ing because I'm always just growing and learning And
so good.
As I'm teaching, I always say, as I minister to you, I minister to myself.
Yeah.
It's not just an outward thing. Like, as I'm going through these things, I'm going through them for me. And that was a big moment. So yeah, shout out to Love the Poet. Shout out to her believing in me. Shout out to her open mic. Shout out to Be Free Fridays, which I think went like 15 years and then probably more than that. It was.
I was going to say I might have done it a disservice.
Yeah. I think it went more than that.
It was a moment. It is an institution.
An institution.
It is
Truly.
Big shout out to Love the Poet. Big
Yeah.
shout out to Michelle Antoinette.
I love you, Michelle.
And it's so crazy too. I think about like moments where, you know, you see the tree, you see the results of all the work, and it's so seldom we get to see the growing of that tree, that cultivation of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think one of your first like ever performances on stage was at Busboys and Poets at Tacoma Park.
Oh my God.
And to see that and to span this era to where like you're blazing stages is insane to me. It's
wild.
It's
I was reading from a notebook.
Yes.
I didn't even have my stuff memorized. Like, I did it on a whim. Went out with two girlfriends. Like, had no idea. Like, you just never know what that moment is for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that was again one of those moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, Busboys.
Yeah. Step out on faith. Do the thing.
Just get started. Just get started.
And it's crazy because I think about like when you were a kid, you used to fill out like composition notebooks.
I did.
And that notebook tendency actually followed you to your first day on stage. They never leave you. These things never leave you. Just to give you a heads up of if you didn't realize it. But, you know, it's crazy. It's like, you know, you keep going. We talk about, like, these giants you've rubbed shoulders with. You talked about DP to MC. Big shout out DP to MC. Kadwani Fidel, like Desi, Icon, Nova Gray. Like, we talked about Devin Allen. Like, you know, I view these people as, like, actual giants among men. You know, and it's like I revere their work. I love the things they've done, you know, so much. And it's like you were there at like some of the first things they ever did. And you saw them progress as you were progressing. And that's like such a blessing to like see your peers rise with you.
I can't tell you how gratifying that is.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's so good. Like, But you know, like what I love more than the bodies of work of those people? The actual people. The actual person.
They're
like,
so good. They're such
good people. Like, Devin Allen, that is my brother. Like, I love him to death. Like, he lost his mother earlier this year. I was at her services. When I lost mine, he was at my mom's services. It's deeper than the art. It becomes like, this is your family. These are your people. These are the people you do life with. And I don't have to talk to you every day. I don't have to. It's impossible. The work is so all consuming. It's impossible.
It's insane.
But, you know, when I do see him, it's all I literally was just with him last weekend. And it's just always just a love thing. And it's beautiful like that, not just for him, but for everybody. Everybody I come in contact with, I'm always like, this is good. This is good. Like, we're good. I love that.
I do too, man. It's so gratifying just to be next to real people and just know that they they have a heart for the work too, and a heart for like the people, right? And
that the work is so much bigger than just the work. I think for a lot of people, it's about the institution they're working for, or the title, or the money. The money gets. I'm dead. Listen, I don't want to talk about it. They might come get me. I don't want to talk about it.
You're safe here.
You know, I just think that it becomes about so much more, and the focus can really shift. And even in this last week has been, again, it's just been nuts. But this, even just being here, every time I get to another sort of like a checkbox, like on Crash Bandicoot, which I used to love to play when I was growing up. I think like when you get to that checkbox and you realize like I'm in the right place. I'm doing the right thing. I made the right decision. So
that's a bar. That's another bar. Bar alert. You're not even a rapper. Like, what? This is insane.
I might be.
You might be.
Butter pecan caramel Southern Belle. She hotter than the summer day in hell. It's like, let me stop. That's a little Wayne
I was gonna say we could talk about the Rent single, but you know, we could maybe I'll leave it alone.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you were on a Conscious Keys project, you know what I'm saying?
I was.
Permission to Speak Freely.
That's actually
you know
crazy.
Featuring yourself, aka Tracy Tell 'Em All, you know what I'm saying?
You know these things. Who is this
insane.
guy?
But yeah, I mean, it's like I love the work. I love watching the work, you know, because it's like, even early on, you know, I always noticed that people who really have a heart for service have done it since like a long time ago. Like, they don't just start last year.
No.
Like, it's not 5 years ago. I just got, like, I've been, you know, like we talk about like the UB Blake Center, like doing the art of storytelling. Yeah. You know, even featured on ABC2 News for that, by the way.
I was.
Hip Hop for Flint. Like,
yes.
It's like, I could just name, I would be here till tomorrow to name all of the initiatives you've like put your heart into. And it's like, you are actually putting the work in. And I just love seeing people do that and really say that they have a heart for service and follow it with the work. Yeah. You know, it's like, what a time to even be in Baltimore at that time. I just want to say that's an era around like.
What? And listen, I don't know what was happening, what vortex, what feeling. It was just it was an insane time. Yeah. I think anyone who really experienced it, it's hard to even tell people because they think that what's happening now is like a renaissance. Yeah. And I'm like, absolutely not. Whatever was happening from like 2015 to about 2020.
It's just
it was like it was good.
It was nuts.
It was nuts, and even maybe a little bit before that. But I can't even tell you how magical it was.
Yeah, it's what a time, man. It's crazy because like even we get kind of closer to, you know, what you mentioned, 2020, like this is like the era of COVID now, right? Yeah. And I do want to mention that, you know, you did your own grant. Like I did. Man, like here's the thing. Like, nobody was really doing COVID relief at the time, for real. Like, there was some people doing a little here, there, maybe lasted a day, whatever, cool. Yeah. But, like, you really established a fund that reached over 5,000, like, and it wasn't, let me just back it up by saying, you know, we're not Jeff Bezos. Like, we don't have a bajillion dollars just to hand out to people. Like, these were, like, micro grant based, like, grants for, like, artists and freelancers and creatives in the space. And you were like, I come from this. Yeah. Like, I know how difficult it must be for you in this moment because everything shut down. Yes. Especially the things where it had to be a bunch of people that support you. So let me start this thing. Right? Yeah. Like, let me not just talk about it. Let me start this thing and help these people. And people still talk about it to this day about like the things that it did for them. Like, and it's just like, I see you. Yeah. I want to help you.
It wasn't even about the money. It was about the morale. Yeah. I know what it feels like when a show gets canceled. Yes, I know what it feels like when you can't gather with your people. Yeah. But to be able to be there for people in that moment, it was priceless. Yeah. Worth the effort.
100%. No, more people need to do that.
Worth the spreadsheet, which was nuts.
The spreadsheet. I can just imagine, bro.
It was just me and that spreadsheet. Oh my God. That just brought me back to like, man, there was some volunteerism, like horror stories I don't even want to talk about from when I was in college. Talk about it. It's okay.
Woo, that spreadsheet.
He's been delivered.
Yeah, no, jeez. But yes, so we kind of in like 2019-ish, right? Now I do want to talk about one thing that I noticed about your story. Like during the pandemic, you know, there was a actual fundamental change that happened within you, right? Like you were just kind of writing essays at the time, writing poetry in your spare time, but you discovered a woman named Estelle Erasmus, right? Like professor of English and journalism at NYU. Big shout out to her. She's insane. And like indirectly, she kind of taught you the art of the pitch.
She did.
Right? And it's like through her articles and the things she wrote, like, you know, and with your now insanely large Rolodex of a network you have, right? You amassed this over the years and you started really just sending pitches to everyone using this roadmap now. Yeah. You know, you've learned it for yourself. You took it in your own sort of arena and started pitching everyone. Yeah. And that is, I think, one of the second or third turning points of your story where it's like, now this kind of, it just opens up now.
It really did open things up. I was at a point, another career transition. So the space I was at, the space that sort of houses entrepreneurs and is a co-working space, that contract was coming to an end. Yeah. I knew that I couldn't be in the next iteration of what that was safely. And I was like, okay, I got to go. And I did. And I didn't know what was coming next, just like I did when I left healthcare. And it was kind of like another time where I was like, I don't know what's next, but I've got to start to figure it out now. So I wasn't quite gone from there. Yeah. But I was like, okay, bet. I need to start, have these relationships. I had met Stephen Babcock, who was an editor at a publication named Technically, which I would later become a reporter. And it was my first newsroom, which was nuts. And I had met him years before that. So you never know who you're talking to. You never know who you're meeting. And it's just like, you really got to stay kind. and, you know, I think that's really important. And not in a fake way. Because if you don't like them, you don't like them. But just be a good person. But I pitched so many people in 2020, and it really launched my career as a columnist. I had a column in Maryland Matters. I wrote for them. I was the only Black woman in that newsroom. I did. Afro News. Baltimore Times. Magazine, Baltimore Magazine. That's so right.
I could just. No, your resume is flawless.
Listen, you would. If you only knew what I've been doing this last week and like putting my resume back together, and I'm like, what do I name? What do I list? And now resumes are supposed to be one page. How is that even possible?
6 pages. It's like a little book.
It is like I need like a pamphlet. I need a whole art gallery at this point. It's just a
slide deck of.
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful, but I think I wrote a lot that year and continue to write. I still write for Baltimore Magazine. I still contribute for Be More Art. I still contribute for Afro News. I still contribute, and I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. I'm never gonna stop.
Yeah, as you shouldn't, because you're
not just those publications, but just using my voice.
Yes, please.
Yes,
please. Do that. It's so crazy. I mean, we talk about jobs. Like, I know, like your mom would, you know, talk about like, you know, you being on the bus in the snow looking for a job, right? Like, and it's like to go from that little girl to like now being in a space where everybody wants you to be a part of their team. Like everybody values your perspective. Like they value the things you have to say and like your understanding of the world as you see it on print. Like that is inspiring to me, you know.
I appreciate that. I think like just I don't know how you know this shit. But I literally, I used to be on the bus stop in the snow. Like I didn't care. I wanted to work. I was 14 and 9 months. I was ready. Even before that, I made sure I had jobs lined up. I made sure I was interviewing. I would call people. Old school paper applications didn't matter. I would go to work. Now, whether or not I stayed at that job for a long time or not, Noodles and Company, all right. You know what's crazy?
Tony Roma's, you know.
How do you know this? It's crazy.
Shout out to Olive Garden. I think Olive Garden's there now.
They are there now. Wait, actually, they're not there anymore. It's like a Korean barbecue hot pot.
Something situation. Across the Green Turtle.
Exactly. But shout out to Owens Mills Mall back in the day, too, because that's where they used to get my check.
A time.
The movie theater.
They just don't know.
Yeah, they have no idea.
Oh,
they have no idea. What an era.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that food court, by the way. They had like one of the low-key most underrated food courts. Like it looked
They had
insane.
Ruby Tuesdays, which was amazing. The salad bar was immaculate. It was just good. Good time.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But
to have that transition, right? Like to start from like just these humble beginnings and then see everything come up to now is just like it's super. I want to give you your flowers as much as I can.
Thank you.
No, it really is inspiring. Like, you know, there's very seldom moments I get inspired just doing research, right? Yeah. And it's like, it happened maybe 3 or 4 times. Yeah. So, no, your work is speaking for itself before you even met me, right? So, it's there, and it's inspiring people daily.
Even just to hear it back, like, I'm telling you, it's giving me so much life, because I'm like, whoa, like, I really did do a lot. I really did do that.
Yes.
Wow. I came a long way.
Yes.
A long way.
100%. I mean, and that brings me kind of to your, you know, I think, you know, your master's degree you got from Micah, you know, in social design. You know, congratulations on that, by the way, because a lot of people can't get a master's degree nowadays.
Listen.
And it's difficult out here for people, you know, and studying like the human condition and like addressing like complex problems, you know, from a different angle, from a different viewpoint and how to face them. Yeah. Mind you got a merit scholarship, by the way, which is also great.
I did.
Shout out to you.
And didn't get paid for, the community paid for. They helped me raise almost 15 bands. I have no student debt.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the community.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all are insane.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, you use all these connections. You used like this new platform with Micah to like venture through so many organizations, right? Like that led you to like being social media manager for AFRAM, and it led you to being like a contributor to all these, you know, print magazines and newspapers that we talked about. Yeah. You know, and then that even led up to like you joining the iTeam, like, you know, being the chief storyteller. Like now, here's the thing. Here, I don't, being a chief storyteller from all the way back then, you know, it's like writing these composition notebooks just with your words, like using your imagination to find words to articulate the world, like to turn that into spoken word. And then, that's like, it paid off.
It did.
Like, it paid off.
It did.
A big way.
In a huge way. In a huge way. I never could have imagined a C-suite level city government employee getting paid to storytell. It's like shots in the air. Come on, like, that's crazy.
Yes.
But
insane.
I never, like, I couldn't have made that up.
Yeah.
There has to be a God. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be a God, because there's no way a little girl from the Bronx who just wanted to have an imaginary friend, who just wanted friends, who just always wanted people to get along, who just loved her mom, who just had a heart for service, always has, gets to do that.
Yeah.
I get to interact with the people of Baltimore City. I get to learn from them. I get to be out in these communities, learning about public safety, housing, all of these things. Like, I get to solve problems. It's such a privilege to do it.
Yeah.
My role ended last week.
I was gonna go there next if you'd like.
Yeah,
we can just
but
go right.
We can go there.
I mean, so that's the thing. If you followed her on Instagram, you'll know some of the things she's talked about, like just over the years, even. And I think, and this kind of directly brings me to, the concept of being a white woman. And it's so crazy how, like, you're segue queen, because, like, this is literally in my but, like, being a black woman in these spaces, being black in these spaces generally, you tend to just they tend to do the thing.
They don't like seeing you. They don't want you to be you.
And it's like just being ourselves in these spaces, right? Just having our own voice and, like, demanding the respect we deserve. Yeah. Just like you.
Yeah.
But somehow we get demonized for doing the same things that you guys do and expect that what you guys expect. You know? Like, so talk to me about, your role in coming to a close and the things you went through around this time.
Yeah, I mean, I spent almost 3 years in this role. So I was a chief storyteller in the Mayor's Office of Innovation and had a real just opportunity to tell a lot of great stories and to meet a lot of great people.
And you did.
And I did. I did my job well. Like, very good. And, but I was hired by a black man, from another city, and really he believed in me. I believed in him. We were locked in for a long time, and then we weren't. It just happens. And I think, like, I really wanted to figure out, because I'm one of those people, again, who always just wants people to get along. I'm like, what is it? I'm like one of those people, like, what is it? How can we work through this?
Yes.
And some people don't have those problem solving skills. And in the lack of that, I think, really he began to shift leadership, and I was put under the leadership of a white woman who just did not believe in me, who he was aware didn't believe in me. Called me, I will never forget. I was in the parking lot of Target before they were canceled with my mother. And he called me to let me know that I had written an article about her prior to my being hired onto the team. And that she got rubbed the wrong way by it. And I didn't understand, because it was a glowing profile. It wasn't anything. It wasn't an expose. It wasn't anything, risque. It wasn't nothing like that. It was a profile of her and a colleague who worked for the iTeam before I even got there. So it just shows you I already had a heart for the work before I got there. I loved what they were doing. And I was excited to be hired, but to hear that, I was kind of like taken aback. But I went in full throttle anyway. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, she was my supervisor, and so for the last maybe 6 to 8 months of the role, it was hell. Like, it was bad. It was just, I had never had one-on-ones. I only had casual phone calls with with the guy. And went from that to multiple meetings a week. Well, what's this and what's that? And what are you doing? What are you writing about? And how is that connected? And that wasn't what I signed on to. I signed on to something completely different. And, shout out to Joanne Ashton in HR, who told me, you're responsible for your own happiness. And I know that even when she wheeled my stuff out last week, that she believed in me too. That she knew that I was bigger than that program. And even though I felt and still feel hurt by what happened, that it's for my better, and it's for my growth. Just like every other moment I've had where I've had to leave a space or leave a person, or even the people I've helped, Mike. Yeah. I have to go. Yeah. I can't stay here forever. Sometimes I feel like Nanny McPhee or like Mary Poppins. I could be here for a time, but I have to go. Yeah, I gotta go. And I think this is just that time, and I'm so excited for what's next. I don't know what God has in store. Just like in many of the other chapters we've gone over today, I might not have known, but I cannot imagine what would be bigger than being a chief storyteller inside of a city like Baltimore. Yeah. What would be bigger than innovating in a city like Baltimore? I just can't imagine what God has for me. Yeah. I'm just excited, and I'm just humbled. I'm humbled because what an opportunity. Again, we just went through the whole life. So you see, how does someone do all of those things? Yeah. Over 6 figures, Mike, to do what I was doing. Yeah. What a beautiful thing. And insane. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Like, it's unheard of. Yeah. The women like the Love the Poets, the people who started those things, they didn't see those things. They might not see those things. Love saw it. Yeah. She's a fucking hustler. She's a fucking hustler. For sure. But like, there's a lot of people who are in the open mic scene who will never leave the open mic scene. Yeah. There are a lot of rappers who will never leave rapping. Yeah. There are a lot of people who will never leave the craft. They'll never multi-hyphenate anything. Mm-hmm. And that's okay, because that's for them. It's not a knock. It's just more, how did I do all of it? Mm. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. I was reading poetry from a book. Yeah. At a Busboys, a chain restaurant.
Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Busboys, bro. Like, Busboys has been. I just want to say, you have been there for like all of the good stuff. Yeah, like all the bad stuff and all the bad stuff, all the in between.
Shout out to all the local spots that still do stuff like that, like Red Emma's, or there's so many. Yes, there's so many local businesses who still support artists and are there for us. I can't name them all, but y'all know I love y'all. Yeah. I gotta give you a little flowers for your poetry. Like, I'm your friendly neighborhood professional cheater. How the fuck?
The lipstick on your husband's wife beater, which is very aptly put. I just want.
Who are you?
You know, I maybe I was the guy in the back that you just never noticed. Just like,
that is nuts.
I wasn't that guy. I wish I was, but okay. But no, I mean, I gotta give you your flowers. Like I mentioned, like it's again, how do you do all of this shit? Like,
I don't know.
It is a sight to be beheld. I don't even know what the tense is for that word, but like it is insane to see, because your journey is 100% inspiring. Like, it's, you know, again, I've been inspired just even doing the research and sitting here talking to you, because, you know, it just oozes out of you that, you know, that gift.
I hope so.
It is from somewhere, you know, in heaven that we have no access to, but we just see it. Yeah. I'm watching it in real time. And like you mentioned, like, you know, you might not know what the future holds, right? No clue. But just like every step in time leading up to this, you had to just step out on faith.
I did.
And when you did that, God provided.
Yeah.
Right?
Every time.
Like, he's just insane. He's incredible. Big shout out to you, God.
I love you, dog.
I love you, dog.
I love you, dog.
But yeah, I mean, and so, okay, I have to ask you this, though, and this is slightly aside from the story, because I love your perspective, and like, I've read enough of your work now. Like, I do value what you have to say on certain things, especially things that are currently happening in the world. Right? Yeah. So, you know, right now, and we were talking about, you know, just being black in these white spaces, right? We're currently experiencing sort of the aftermath of what happened to Nolan Wells.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and every day it seems like we're getting less information, and like we don't know what's going on, we know what's next or whatever. Yeah. And, you know, we see a grieving mother. Yeah. You know, we see who's been just disrespected at every step, and it's hard for me to watch a lot of times. Yeah. And then we see like a group of so-called friends, who are talking at length for why. I don't know why, but neither here nor there. I do want to get your perspective on, because you do have a unique understanding of race and how you articulate it. So I would love to hear how you rationalize what's happening in this moment.
There is no ration.
Yeah. Thank you.
There is no reason.
Thank you. Okay.
There is no, I think anyone who tries to reason, you cannot reason with craziness. You cannot reason with hate. You cannot reason with it. Like, it is just in them. There's things that's on people and there's things that are in people. Racism is in people. Okay. It's ingrained. It's many generations in it's taught, you know what I'm saying? So I cannot imagine, and I don't even want to think about what Nolan was feeling to be alone in that moment with these people who don't like you, clearly don't like you. 100%. Now I'm being met with this fact in my last moments that these people don't fuck with me. So don't stay around those people that I don't care if they're white or black. Okay. Because racism can be in hate can be in your own people. So don't stay around those people. Yes. And it's not to say, oh, he made a mistake. He did this. He did that. We can speculate. We can toil. We can lose sleep. His mom is. She is. But it's not for us to say. What we do know is that hate exists in this world. Yes. What we do know is we're not ever going to be able to stop it. What we do know is that we need to find joy with each other. Yes. What we do know is we need to pray for grieving mothers. We need to pray for grieving families. Prayer does work. Yes, it does. Prayer does work. And I know it feels like you're so far removed from a situation, but there are so many things you can do. When you see a kid on a bus stop and he's by himself, and you're on your way home, you could slow down. You could stop for a little bit and scroll on your phone and wait till he gets on that bus. Yeah. When you see someone and, they're swimming by themselves and they look like they're having trouble. I've been seeing a clip there's floating around where a family stopped and there was a young black man with another group of white boys and they left him like on one side of the creek and told him to swim and he had the life vest. I'm like, bro. Insane. Stop and ask people if they're okay. Yeah. There have been times, they give out tickets on the light rail for not, for not buying a ticket. I've stopped and made sure that the officers didn't go too hard. Stop, record, write about it. Write what you're feeling right now. I think that's another thing that people really miss the opportunity to do. If you're angry, get it out. Publish it. Yes. Somebody wants it. Yeah. People really care what we think. It's not just me that, people are like, ALANAH, people want to know what you have. Right. What do you have to say? You know what I'm saying? I think I've made it a practice to a practice and a purpose to do it. But what do you think? Yeah. I think it's important what we all think. We all need to be in conversation. The holidays are coming up. I remember one of my first articles that I wrote was about, not one of my first, but one of many that I've written was about explaining your job to your family over the holidays. Yeah. The holidays are so many uncomfortable conversations. Bring it up. Bring up Nolan Wells. I don't care how uncomfortable it gets. Talk about it. Yeah. There are children in your family that need to hear this information. How you navigate the situation. What you do differently. What time you would have went home. Yeah. Those are all things that you want your children and your families to be a part of. You cannot be silent. We can't just be scraping sweet potatoes and overly salted food across the plates and expect change to happen. Yeah, right. Change happens in our own homes. We have to have those conversations with our children, however uncomfortable. Yeah. I have an uncomfortable conversation I need to have with my children about my role. I haven't told them yet. You know what I'm saying? There's just some things that you don't know how to approach. Yeah, we don't always know how to approach racism or hate. We don't know how to approach murder because that's what this is. Yes. Yeah. Okay. It's ungodly. It's what a unjust thing to happen to a young boy who had so much life ahead of him. One of many who had so much life ahead of him. Yeah. What do you even say? What are the words? How do you console a mother who's grieving that big of a loss? She birthed him. Yeah. I cannot imagine. We'll never see him again. We will never see him again. But his name will forever, like many other names like Mike Brown or Trayvon Martin or our own Freddie Gray, will forever be on our tongues. And we have to never stop saying their names. Yeah. We have to never stop talking about them or writing about them or speaking about them. As you open up your podcast, say their name. Say it. People cannot forget because when people begin to forget, it happens again. That is
All right, I'm gonna stop saying that's a bar, and I'm gonna just let the thing pop up on screen.
There you go. History repeats itself.
Yes,
it does.
Yeah.
History repeats itself. Patterns are real.
Yes, they are. We know the history of Mississippi, and those patterns are very telling.
Yes, and we have to stop. It's not geographical either.
Yes, yes.
Like we sometimes say, "Oh, the South is so bad. It's so racist." We are the northernmost southern state
the North
here in
is pretty racist too.
The North is very racist, if I do say so myself. Very colonial, very Confederate.
Oh yeah, very.
Okay, have
insane.
you ever interacted with a white woman at a nonprofit in Baltimore City?
You see it directly.
Directly.
No words.
It's a mirror. No mince words. Anyway,
no, 100%. No, that is. Yeah, no, I'm glad I asked you that because it's so many things that are happening now that I think that we do need to just have these conversations when it's more difficult to have them. Especially, we talked about, you mentioned something along the lines of you can be black and still have the hate against your own people. Like anti-blackness exists, right? And colorism exists, right? Like these things. Yeah. And like even things like respectability politics, right? Like we talk about, like we talk down on other black people, and these things exist, and we need to have these difficult conversations, even if we don't feel like having them. It's so much more worth it to have the discussion and to disagree. It's and to talk about it and have a dialogue, right? That's it. And I think that and even I have to bring this up now because we're sort of talking about current events, but we talk about Tuskegee, and being an HBCU that's banned do-rags and bonnets in class. It's insane.
It's wild.
In this
it's
conversation
unthinkable.
About respectability politics, and I'm just like, it's Tuskegee. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Like, out of all places, I expected this to be like Penn State or like somewhere else.
The other thing we have to think about in situations like this, we often think as institutions as these behemoths, these things, these old things that are supposed to sort of be true to us. But institutions are built by people, and people are flawed, and so institutions are flawed. Like, very flawed. There is no, so we might sort of, covet these places, or we're like, this is the da-da-da university. This is da-da-da, and it's cool. It's cool to think that, but we also have to be very aware that it was built by hands and eyes and feet that see and think and feel like we do. And those days where you feel off and you're like, I'm not going to do this today. I don't want to put bad energy into my work and into my craft. There are people who go to work and do that. Yes. They will come to work and fuck your shit up.
Yes.
They will not say they will ruin everybody's day. Those are the kinds of people who are building these institutions and are coming up with these rules. It's a person. It's a board. It's 12 people at most. You know what I mean? Coming up with these kinds of decisions. I've been there. I've been in the rooms where they do these kinds of things. And they say, well, I don't know if the neighbors in that neighborhood do need that. Wait the fuck a minute. Did we ask anybody in that neighborhood?
Not one person.
Not one person has been consulted. It's just, that's how you felt, You live in the county, but you drive into the city to work, and, don't get me started.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Don't get me started.
Just on that topic, I feel like we could spend like 3 hours. I have so much to say about just that. I won't, of course I won't do that today, but just know that I can do that if we ever meet it a second time.
The hand is shaking. We could do it again.
Woo. Okay. But on a more positive note, because I do want to still focus on you. Again, I just want to make sure that I give you as many flowers as I possibly can, because the work is so important, and the work that you've done, the volunteerism, the activism, just the reaching out to people, to being the good person in the room when it matters, right? Like, all these things that you've done, it has not gone unseen. I see it. People in this audience that are watching from these screens, they see it, because you can't fake that real sort of gift, that that heart for people. You can't fake it. You can tell immediately, especially in Baltimore. People can spot you like a fly in the milk. They will. Like, they know whether you're real or not.
I check myself every day. Like, sometimes I look in the mirror like, so funny, are you really real? Are you really? Silence.
Real shit though, real shit. And I do want to talk about like stuff you got coming up. Like, I know August 21st, annual ice cream social. You know what I'm saying? 411 North Howard Street, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm excited for it.
Please come.
I'm gonna pull up.
Okay, please come. It's such a good night. It's my fourth one. I was in another season of transition when I started it, and I hadn't been taking breaks, and I was coming back from Assateague Island with my good girlfriend Natalie, who just defended her PhD last summer, so Dr. Flath. Okay. But, you know, I was coming back with her, and we were both just in a season of transition, and the beach was such a refreshing time. Being by the water is always refreshing for me. And I was driving back, and I was like, yo, I got to call Nicole Foster and Dwight Campbell. They're the co-owners and co-founders of Caju Creamery. Yeah. And, you know, shout out to them. They answered my text immediately and were like, yes. Yeah. It's that simple. It's that simple. I just want people to know that when they see these things, they're like, oh, you got an ice cream social. It's not this big construct. It was a text message.
And they just said yes.
And they said yes. You have friends that have businesses. Yeah. You have friends that have these things. So yeah, just start the thing. Just to go back to that. But like the ice cream social is one of my favorite things now. It's kind of like the end of my social season, I like to call it, even though I kind of sneak back outside after that many times. People just, gala season starts and then it's just off to the races. Right, yeah. And then it's Valentine's Day and then we back in spring and summer and then I'm back in it. So anyway, I like to fake like this the end of my social season. I tell everybody to come meet me because I'm not coming back out the house.
Right. It's a short pause.
So we'll be there hopefully every year. I know that Caju might be moving out of that neighborhood, but this is something that I will continue and have done in different iterations. Shout out to Taharka Brothers. They're another one of my favorite ice cream brands. And Vinny always pulls up for me, comes through in clutch. I love ice cream.
I love ice cream too. That is one of my guilty pleasures.
I love ice cream.
Like, I will go to Wegmans at like 11:55, 5 minutes before they close, and get me a tub of ice cream.
Yes.
I don't care.
You said I never cared.
I don't care.
I never cared.
Y'all look at me crazy. I don't care.
Listen.
Yeah.
So whatever you got to do to, like, if you're out there and you're listening, you're like, I want to eat ice cream, and you're one of those people who got to like eat in a calorie deficit before you do it. Just do it. Bro, so we can see you. Just do it.
I'm gonna see you in the aisle anyway. Like, just do it. I'm with you. We supporting each other. This is a safe space.
This is a safe space. Yeah. So that's coming up.
Yes, and I'm super excited about that. And everybody, you should pull up.
Yes.
Pull up, man. Yes. You know, don't stay in the house. Get some ice cream. Enjoy yourself. Network. Meet some good people.
For sure.
Know? And man, ALANAH Nicole Davis is in front of me. I'm
blown away.
Honored.
Can I just say, Mike, you want to talk about gifts?
Oh, man.
What you're doing right now is not being done. People are not researching. People are not fact checking. Yeah. People are not interested in other people. You're interested in other people in a way that is a real gift. You cannot stop. People don't care about other people right now. We're seeing it. We're seeing it in the news. We're seeing it around us. Yeah. There's a real disinterest. People don't even talk in the grocery stores anymore. People aren't talking. People aren't going to the library. They're not reading. They're definitely not reading about other people, local people, just anybody. Yes. You know what I'm saying? If you're not nobody, then it's kind of like, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
So a genuine interest in people is a real skill. Research is a real skill. This podcast is a real gift. You are doing the Lord's work. I don't know what this is. I don't know who you are or who told you to start it, but I really hope you never stop. Yeah. And I know this is just the beginning. Clearly. I don't know where you've been. I have to do my research. Excuse me. I came unprepared. I didn't do my homework. But this was after a week. I got fired last week, Mike. Yeah. I've been in a funk, like, I mean, not really, because like I'm me, but like I was also just kind of like thinking, like, you know, I'm like, bro, did I really do everything right? Like, you start doing your checks and balances, but to hear someone say those things back to me, the things I did, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, what an episode, man. I'm so honored to be sitting in front of you. And like I mentioned, I mean, I would love to sit down with you again. I would love to pull up with a little microphone, them tiny mics at the the ice cream social.
You text my phone. Yeah. Anything. Anytime you want to come to my house to record, I do not care, Mike.
I'm bringing ice cream if I come.
You can come. She can come. Shout out to wifey. Shout out to fiance. Everybody could come. You good in my book.
Oh man, I appreciate good in my book. Same to you. My door is open.
Yeah,
and
I'm coming back.
Community guy.
I'm coming back.
I'm a community guy. Yeah. Like, it's open.
You let me know what you need.
Absolutely, man. Man, Alana Nicole Davis is here in the building, man.
Enter the chat.
Yes, enter the chat, man. You heard it first. It's such a pleasure to meet you finally. And, to have this conversation, let me, sit here for, I think it's a little bit over an hour just to talk about your story. Like, this has been a super pleasure to me. And, I appreciate everything that you have done up until now and everything you're going to do.
Thank you.
I look forward to, the new collaborations, new places you're going to put your feet in, like the new perspectives you're going to give. Like, I just know you're going to change so many more lives on top of the lives you already changed. And like you told me, I know that this is just the beginning. And before you leave, I got to leave you with a short, sacred Baltimore proverb, and that is, keep doing what you're doing.
I love that. I love a good proverb. Thank you.
Yeah.
And absolutely. I will.
Yeah.
I promise.
Absolutely,
I promise.
Man. Once again, it's your boy Mike on the mic from the Vibe Perspective Podcast. Tap in with my guys at Ground 3 Radio. DJ OK, big shout out to him, man. Calling at 443-377-1872. Again, number is 443-377-1872. Leave a message about Alana, man. One of your favorite projects of hers, collaborations, activisms, like all the things in between, articles, like whatever you can think of, leave a message. We'll answer it, man. Big shout out to everybody that's listening, and keep it locked from Vibe Studios and Ground 3. We got more interviews coming up soon. Keep the vibe alive. Peace. We out here.
What's going on, guys? Alana Nicole Davis here. I want you to keep it locked right here. Ground 3 Radio with Mike on the mic.